Hi guys, I hope that you are having a good day. I am just jumping on to go over your worksheets with you for this week. And next week we will be back to in-person learning. So next week we're going to take some time and look at what we've done so far in a little bit of a kind of an activity together. It's called a cumulative activity for, you want to use technical terms. Just to make sure that you guys have understand and learned what I've been sending back, because I know sometimes it's hard when you're doing things on your own when you're at home. So don't feel bad if you don't get all of these concepts and know everything. I'm not gonna have a big test that I'm gonna grade you on with it or anything like that. But we are going to work together as a class to go over what we've done so far so that we have that learning in our brains and it's solid and it's good, because I want to be able to build on that this year as well, okay, for later on in the spring and all of that jazz. This week I have two activities. One is a listening activity and the other is an activity that's going to help you to remember and have some of those note values and their names and all of that a little bit more ingrained in your brain in a fun way. So some of you might remember this from years ago. It's been a long time, but I think like 4 or 5 years ago I maybe did the same activity a little differently because we made our own in the classroom. We were together and we could kind of do that a little bit differently. So this week I've sent everything home for you that you need to be able to do that with. On your first page here, you are going to see a whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note, make sure I'm saying this right because it's upside down, a whole rest. I always get those rests mixed up every time. A whole rest and 4 16th notes. And underneath all of the names of the notes, it tells you how many beats they get. And you are going to need that for your activity this week. So hang on to this sheet and use it, okay? Again, I give you guys these sheets and all of this information so that you can continue to use it, okay? It's not a bad thing to take a look at it. It's not like you're cheating or whatever. It is using the tools that you have with you to be able to do your job, okay? Now, we are doing a rhythm race this week. We made one of these, man, like I said, 4 or 5 years ago probably in class. It was a lot more colorful and it was a little bit bigger, but we're gonna kind of do what we can with what we have right now, and I want you to use this week to kind of solidify some of those rhythms in your mind, okay? You have some instructions here up on the top. Number 1 says, put together your dice that is included in your music package, and I'm going to go over that with you in just a second. Number 2, pick a game piece from something you have at home, such as a penny or a button. You want it to be something that's going to fit on these spaces, okay? You can also have someone else play with you. And you might say, well, no one else in my house is like learning my music pages. You have your first page, right? So everyone can play the game. It's just the same thing as learning how to play Monopoly for the first time, or snakes and ladders, whatever, any other kind of game, okay? It'll be fun when you can play with someone. If you want to play on your own, that's good, but if you want to play with someone, that'll be so much fun. I hope that you do that. All right, number 3, roll your dice and move the number of spaces from your roll. So as an example, you roll a quarter note, which equals 1 beat. So you would move your game piece 1 square, okay? Number 4, whoever reaches the finish line first wins the game. We kind of know that, right? Have fun. Now, here is your dice. So we have used these before, but I usually make them before we get to class. So you never see what they look like on the piece of paper before I cut them out and fold them together and tape them up. So you are going to cut around all of these edges, okay? All the way around, all the way around. And once you're done that, you're going to fold down these dark gray tabs, okay? Fold them all down. And then you're going to fold along this line, you're going to fold along this line and this line, and it will fold itself into a square. When you've done that, all you need to do is take a couple pieces of tape and just tape along those edges to keep it together, and then you can use it in your game, okay? Now, again, if you roll and you get a whole note, that means that you will move your piece 4 spaces, okay? If you're looking at these, when you roll and you look at it and you're like, oh, I really can't remember, I'm not 100% sure, I don't know what to do, I don't know how many to move, you're going to look at your first page again, okay? It's there for you to use. If you can try and remember on your own without it and you want to try doing that, I think that's a great thing. But I also think that if you really aren't 100% sure, take a look at your first page. It's there for you for a reason. And I want you to make sure that you're understanding what we're doing. So if you need that sheet, use it, okay? Now, our last activity, I'm actually going to read the instructions to you first before you see it. It is a listening activity. We've done those in school before. Usually I pick the music and then I pick the activity that we're doing to go along with our listening. This is a little bit different. I've picked the activity, but I want you to pick the music. So when you are listening to your music, I want you to write on the bottom of the page that I'm sending with you, I'll show you in just a second, what that piece of music is. And then you're also going to include how it makes you feel, why you like it, what you like about it. Okay, so give me some information about the song, why you listen to it, why did you choose that for this particular listening activity. Okay, when you're doing your listening, you are going to be coloring all of these different note values. Okay, so some of them we've used, some of them we've talked about, some of them we're going to be talking about, but the beautiful thing with doing something like this is that all we need to do is that we're making sure we're following these instructions with what colors we use. Okay, so we've talked about half notes. Half notes are going to be colored yellow. This is an eighth note and 2 16th notes put together. You need to color that hot pink. If you don't have hot pink, regular pink is okay. All right, this is the same thing, but it's opposite. So it's the 16th notes first and then the 8th note, and we're going to color that blue. Our quarter note is going to be orange. Our 4 16th notes together are going to be green. 2 8th notes together is going to be purple. 1 8th note on its own is going to be black. So when you're looking in here, you're going to see all of these different notes. And just make sure, oh, I saw this right here. There's the 2 8th notes right here. I'll look over, okay, I need to color that purple. All right. Then on the bottom of your page, you're going to tell me what song you listened to and why you chose that song, what you like about it, and why you wanted to listen to it while you were doing this activity. Okay? So if you have any questions, just like other weeks, you are more than welcome to leave me a message down here. You can leave me a message on the Hillside Facebook page, and you can email me at leslie.scully@hillsideschool.ca. Okay? I know you have been working super hard. I know that this transition is not an easy one. I really appreciate all of your effort, all of your hard work, all of your enthusiasm. You are doing an amazing job, and I cannot wait to see you in person on February the 16th. Take care.